Welcome back to Positive Geek Out. I'm Azvolt, and in today's 3-minute art tip video, we're talking about the ability to unlock your internal visual art library. Let's get to it. But before we do, we're giving away some custom art. Feel free to hit subscribe and comment to enter, and when we hit 100 subscribers, I'll be going through and randomly selecting a winner. Let's get back to it. In order to unlock our internal visual library, we first have to understand that the majority of the information we have coming in day to day is considered unimportant, or trash. It's put to the back or hidden under the bed inside our brain, and largely not considered something that needs to be recalled very easily. It's only when we decide to buy a red car that we see red cars everywhere. It's only when we suddenly decide we really want to have a dog in our life that we suddenly start noticing how many dogs are around the neighborhood. But how do we get a hold of that information when we need it? Now, when it comes to our art, we're so down on ourselves all the time about art a lot of the time that this information is considered completely unimportant and it's locked away behind a very big door. So we have a really hard time recalling information no matter how often we stare at the apple or look at the life drawing or look at the environmental perspective. And overall, it gets very frustrating, especially when you've been studying over and over and over again. So for this one, I'm actually going to put the drawing down. We're going to turn the screen off, and I'd like you to follow with me as I do a bit of a visualization with you. So close your eyes and just listen along. In front of you, I'd like you to picture an object. It can be anything at all. It can be a nose, an apple, a donut, a pen. It doesn't really matter. I'd like you to just take a moment to visualize anything right in front of you, something simple. Now you're looking at this object straight on. What does it look like? Take a moment to stare at it, to really focus on it. Now, for you, it might seem partially blurry, just a scratchy outline, foggy, out of vision. That's okay. We haven't really exercised this vision very much, so it's expected to be weak, and that's okay. The more we exercise it, the stronger it will get. Taking time to look at this direct-on image will help you the more often you do it. Take a moment on the bus to just close your eyes and picture something. Now, after you've done that 4 or 5 times, take a big breath, let yourself breathe on it, and I want you to imagine what it would look like if the image were looked at from above. Really take the time to look at it. Consider for a moment. What does the top of that object look like? What's the outline of it? How does its shape change when you look at it from this perspective? Breathe on it. Go over this 4 or 5 times. Really just take a moment to look at it. Now, after you've done that a few times, I'd like you to breathe and then think about what shape that object would take if it were between these 2 states. A third image, somewhere between the 2, tilted halfway. What does it look like? How does it change? What is its shape and outline? Really take the time to look at these parts of it. Now you can do this as often as you like, whenever you like. Take the time on the bus, the train, while you're walking even. Just don't close your eyes. And when you decide you need to draw an object, before you do, take the time to visualize it. Really stop. Because a lot of the time we aren't actually stopping, and it's that frantic desperation for us to communicate with our inner mind and get our hand to follow that causes a lot of the stress of starting a picture. But if you can talk to your brain very quickly, very easily, and through a lot of exercise, and say, hey, what does this apple look like at this angle? What does this donut look like? It makes your life a lot easier as an artist. And also remember, you spend a lot of time taking in this information. It's around you all the time, day to day. You see a lot of noses. You see a lot of apples, a lot of flowers, a lot of dogs, a lot of blades of grass, a lot of wheels. You see all this stuff every day, and in so many different angles and ways. You just need to remember to exercise your brain consistently to draw that information back out so that it knows, hey, when this person is looking for this information for art purposes, I better be ready to bring that information back to the table for art purposes. That's us for today's 3-minute art tip. This is part 1 of a part 2 series. Keep watching for that. Again, like, subscribe, comment. We've got a contest going on for anyone who comments on this and subscribes. We'll be giving away a piece of art to someone when we hit 100 subscribers. So thanks for sticking around. Hope this one helped you. Love you all. Bye.